The weather's finally starting to warm up, which means it's time to be sitting out by the pool, sitting on your patio, sitting on your porch, and what better way to enjoy that with friends than having a wine tasting? Let's talk about how to host your own. Let's go. When it comes to a wine tasting, I think these are really fun and really easy. You don't have to stress about them. You can literally bring any wine and have a good time. But here are some tips to make it a little bit more fun. Tip number one is going to be to have a theme. Now, the theme could be a specific varietal, a specific region, a specific style of wine, whatever it may be. But it's a little bit more fun if you do something like your favorite couch crusher wine, your favorite patio pounder, your favorite sad girl hour wines, your favorite movie watching wine, whatever it is, make it a little bit more fun because that way everyone's going to have a little bit of a story to tell behind that wine. Tip two is going to be to do something with a pairing. So if you have a really good wine and you can figure out, hey, that pairs nicely with maybe a dark chocolate or it pairs nicely with some little light bite, whatever it may be, do that. Now, you do need to preface this a little bit earlier to make sure everyone's comfortable with it because it can be a little bit tricky and a little bit daunting for some people. Tip number three, these are going to be a couple of things that you should just bring and have at your wine tasting to make it flow a little bit more smoothly. The first one is going to be something I really enjoy having, something to spit or dump your wine into. I just have these basic little cups because I'm not that fancy and I don't care, but it's something so that if someone doesn't like the wine or they're just not trying to drink too much, they can easily dispose of it right there. Also make sure that you have a palate cleanser. This is, yes, having water, but also having just a nice, light, very simple cracker or something like that, so that as you're sipping on the wine, you can clear your palate with that cracker. And make sure you have some that are available to everyone, especially if someone maybe is gluten intolerant or something like that. The last thing I think you should always have is going to be a nice tasting wheel. This is just going to help for anyone who doesn't really know how to describe a wine so that they can look at it and maybe figure out how they want to describe it. Then also having a note sheet is pretty nice, especially if you run into a wine that you really like and you're trying to remember it after tasting 4 or 5 different wines. It's nice that you can write it down. Jumping back into the main tips and tricks here. Tip 4, it's really easy to host this around like a dinner time or a late lunch. So bring it in with food. Have the wine pairing and then have some food. It's going to make sure that you're not getting in trouble, but 2, it's just going to allow you to enjoy the time a little bit longer. Tip number 5, make sure if you are tasting a lot of different styles of wine that you go from sparkling to white to rosé to red to dessert. And always go dry to sweet. This is just going to make sure that you don't run into any cases where your palate's just getting blown out by a really sweet wine. In the end, you can really do this however you want. Have fun with it, enjoy your time with your friends, and have a good wine tasting. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of those pictures and videos. Cheers, guys.